It's me. Okay. I just figured out that my mic was turned off because I was recording a video the other day and I forgot to just turn it back up. Anyways, so y'all didn't hear that whole spiel I just said. Everybody texting me. Is your audio working? Okay. It was me. Sorry, guys. Welcome to this week's episode of the Elevation Podcast. I'm your host, wyXttBeats, as usual. Here's Sonic. Sponsor for this week. No, I'm playing. But go get Sonic. Sonic's chill. Sonic's cool. They're good. Anyways. Alright. So, on this week of the podcast, I'm going to be doing mostly writing. I'll answer some questions as well. I might have the chat on my phone. I might have it on the computer. It just depends. It depends how I feel. I don't know what's up with my camera. Like, why is it doing this, like, lagging thing? Don't know. But, like I said, welcome to the Elevation Podcast. We're just going to jump right into it. I have this... Oh, God. I have... It's not? Okay. Alright, if y'all say it's not, then I will take it. There we go. Okay. Here we are. This show is called wyXttOwl, which is the movements are split up to like light. So it's refract, as in like the fraction of light. The refraction of light. I didn't come up with the idea. Johnny did. Johnny Collier, shout out. Also, I need to add Oscar's name on here. Oscar Maloney, shout out. Let me add him on here. So, did I spell that right? I probably did not. Oh, it's Maloney. Maloney, whatever. Alright. Wait, is it 2 L's or 1? I think it's one of everything. Man, I'm messing all this up. Okay, there we go. Alright. So I got me, Johnny, and Oscar making this. So, I came up with the structure of all of this. Johnny and Oscar put together the orchestration for the front ensemble, but I'm honestly just flabbergasted with what they can do with front ensemble, what you can just do with front ensemble as a whole. And I thought for this moment, this 3/4, I was like, okay, this is a front ensemble feature. This is where they stick out. So I'll just go ahead and play the whole thing. Johnny came up with the idea. Here, okay. Sorry. Here at the beginning to have this snare drum add-in feature, and then we just join in everybody. And this is where tempo comes from. Right on beat 1, solo. And then it's add-in. So, without further ado, I present wyXttOwl, what we have so far. I'm trying to incorporate the front ensemble during the features. This part is not finished yet. So take all of this with a grain of salt. That's gonna be a run. That's gonna be a run when we get it orchestrated and all figured out. That's gonna be a run. See, I don't know what they want to do with this, but I just have the basic, you know, I have the basic stuff down, like the da 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 da. I wrote all of that, but all the fancy, you know, I didn't write any of that. But the da 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 da, I did write that. And then the da da, I didn't write the da da da. I didn't think of that, actually, which is kind of weird. So like, I wrote all of that, and then I didn't think to write. I didn't think to do the this. I didn't think of that note. I didn't think of da. I didn't think of C right before D sharp. I didn't think of all that. I think this is, I don't know what, it's A and A flat, or A and A sharp. Fun times. Da 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 da. So what happened here after this release? So we're kind of all dancing in this full battery moment right here, right? So like, I wanted to change the tone of the show thus far, because we've been kind of dancey in a major feel. So I just went down the chord progression. I went ba ba ba. So I did. And then here we are in this new key that we don't have any key signatures written in yet. I think it's the. I think this is a B flat like minor chord. No, it's a. That's a B flat power chord. Excuse me, but that is kind of my thought behind this. I just wanted to shift feel change in the whole thing, so I could. Well, just because I was getting bored of this dancey. Well, I wasn't getting bored of it. This is not boring at all. So, I'll just discuss how I wrote this, first of all. So, I actually started with the synth. So, I started with these chords. So I started with those chords, and I was like, okay, what can I do with these chords? And I was like, okay, every single chord, we have a feature. So obviously this is just an opening tag. And then everybody starts on da 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 da. Sorry. So, and then I also thought, what could I do down here that could manipulate, or not manipulate, but copy what's going on up here? And I thought of arpeggios, and I was like, okay, those would be nice. So like, so you have those arpeggios, and then I wrote the snare feature. Actually, I believe I wrote the synth and then the snare feature, and then I went back and I was like, okay, what can I do to make this, you know, pop? So the snare feature sounds like this. Not very hard, because I want it to be high school level appropriate. So what I did with this is I said, okay, what can I do that will support the snare drums here? So I came up with these arpeggios, and then I had them add in, And then, okay, so these shots are kind of big moments at the end. So I went like, jigga-digga-da, jigga-dip, jigga-dip, gak-gom, jigga-da-gom, jigga-da. So those shots are kind of pulses in the whole thing. So, you know, it kind of keeps that dotted feel all the way through. So I was like, okay, what can I do? So I figured out this little I kind of figured that out, and I was like, okay, well, let's put it in. So that's why you hear those shots being so they're so lined up and so vertically aligned in the ensemble. Plus you have the quads kind of coming in and filling that in, but the whole snare feature sounds like. So those shots have those impacts on them that you can feel. You can feel the So it's not kind of in a major setting right now. We're kind of in a minor sort of chord. But then we go to the tenor feature and we kind of get this sense of happiness. Duh. So most of that is just auxiliary stuff supporting the quads. But I did add this duh because I kind of felt like it needed to be there. Again, supporting those triplets and the 5-lit in the quad land. And then you got the break drum just supporting the bop bop. Now we go into the bass feature. Here's where the mallets start adding in. This is where excuse me. This is where I was like, okay. So I knew I kind of wanted the front ensemble to start adding in here, but I didn't know how I was going to get them to. But I added this da-da-da-da in Marimba Land. I didn't add that. I added that da-da-da-da in Marimba Land, and I was like, okay. Because it lined up with that triplet, and I wanted that triplet to be an emphasis point. So, like, you can hear. You can kind of hear how that triplet is kind of an emphasis point through the whole ensemble. Now, these half notes in the vibraphones were not added by me. They were added by Johnny? Oscar? One of those. One of the two. They were added by one of the two. And I really like them because I love how it just grows into the next feature. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Like, that's great. I love that. And plus, you just get this sense of, like, as soon as the snares come in with that, yeah, boom, 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 you just get, like, you're like, what's going on? Because you haven't heard any of this yet. You haven't heard the full battery come together. You just have that sudden drop of energy right there, which I think is good for show design. So, like, this whole phrase together, this whole 4 bars, and, like, you just get this sudden burst of energy out of nowhere, and it's, like, all happy and dancey, and I'm like, oh, like, that is what's going on here. That is the level of general effect that we're trying to reach. So you go from minor to major a little bit, to more major, and then to the majorist, if that is a word, to majorist. Now, you have to be very particular with writing these, because it's like you don't know, like, you don't know how it's going to play out on the floor. So, you have to be very particular with writing these. And I'm in love with the full battery sound. I love battery moments where the battery sticks out and the front ensemble just stays tucked. But I've been kind of staying under the battery this time around. I've been kind of writing the front ensemble because, like, I've never been this obsessed with front ensemble. They sound great. Any instrument in the front ensemble can just get you anywhere. Like Kritalis and Glockenspiel, and like they just sound, if you put them with a full ensemble, they will sound great. Especially if you put them, like, if you know how to write them, which I don't. And it's crazy how you can just throw in some notes. Like, you can just throw in those paradiddles, and you can just put a killer front ensemble part on top of it, and it can just sound so cool. Like, those are just paradiddles. That's just a paradiddle phrase. That's all it is. I'll play it for you. Literally. Like, nothing hard in there. Bass drums had some threes at the end, but nothing hard. Which is crazy, because it sounds like it's hard. It sounds like it's hard. Which is a skill I've been working to develop for a while, is writing easy parts that sound like they're hard. This is that skill being put to use. And especially this, like, the ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum, the quads having that, the dotted quarter notes, dotted eighth notes, sorry. It just fills up the sound rather than just, because, I mean, yeah, you can have that, but it sounds cooler, like, and then everybody just arrives at that point together. That's the first full ensemble moment you hear, and that's being generally effective. That is how to create general effect, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's enter in this back part of the piece. We have this kind of motif that we went back to at the beginning, the arpeggios. Now we're just going down the chromatic scale with these chords, which I was like, okay, like, what can I do to change the feel of the piece? The most important thing here was feel change. So now we come back to these arpeggios. And I just felt like, you know, since we did it in the beginning, we can do it again, right? And then there's this big, like, ensemble pulse. That big pulse of the ensemble. With the battery entering back in, by the way. Like, I didn't want it to be a huge arrival moment, but I wanted the arrival to be ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Because that's kind of setting a tone that I love. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Like, there's two different feels to that. You have the eighth notes, and then you have the dotted eighth notes. And then you go into different melody changes, ba-ba, and then also being generally effective with that battery writing. I had this as a different part before, but I changed it because I thought that I could get way more points out of the design side of this. And if you didn't know, I'm hoping to have this on the floor next season. Or at least we as a team are. We want to have this show on the floor next season. It could be a high school. It could be an independent group. I don't know. But I just want this show on the floor next season. It would be really fun to see somebody play this. Or within the next, like, few years. But our ultimate goal is next season. And if we can't get next season, shoot them next time. Get them next time. Which, if it is on the floor next season, it's going to be a killer show to watch. I mean, like, it's going to be cool. Now, so let's talk about how I did the parts here. da 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 da. So I kind of wanted that to be a full ensemble, you know, arrival point. So it'll be all unison, da 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 da. Now, the quads have this little split here, do to go to do, which nothing hard. They're kind of just setting that downbeat. I feel like my way of explaining that is like, okay, the quads, dome, dome, dome. Like, you have the easy part, you're setting the downbeat. Da, 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 got, do, 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 do. You're just kind of setting the downbeat for everybody. While the snares and bass drums have got, do, 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 digga, 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 da. So they have kind of over the bar line feel stuff. Da, 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 got, do, 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 digga, 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 da, digga, da, go, digga, da, go. And then you have these fivelets that pulse along with the da, da. So, let's take a whole listen to this phrase and see how melodic and musical. I went here. There's the word that. There's the word what I was trying to go for earlier. Musical. Musical. The activity nowadays is not about chops. You can go out there and showcase as much chops as you want, but if it's not like. Judges nowadays like to see music. They don't like to see just, you know, back in the old days, you used to see cadets like just rolls on rolls and rolls for bars. And the judges like that now, that back then. Nowadays, it's about musicality. How well can you play at 3 inches? How well can you play at 12 inches? How well can you play? How well can writers write in context with front ensemble, right? That's what I'm trying to get better at doing. I'm trying to get better at writing front ensemble, which is why I'm writing this show. Like, I'm just sticking to the base ideas, like the da 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 da. I'm not going for the choppy stuff yet, but sooner than later, I'm gonna learn how to do that. Sooner than later, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Now, in the show that I'm writing for just me and Cooper, I did go for the choppy stuff in the front ensemble. I don't know if it's possible. It sounds good. Sounds cool to me. But this, I want to be professional and people be able to play it. Because I want it to go on the floor. So, let's go back. Let's just go back to this arrival point. Boom. So, obviously, we're kind of smiling here. We're kind of in a major key. Like, you can smile for this. So, it's like the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You don't know what to feel there yet. But then when you get to da-da-da, it's more melodic and it feels nice. Like, I'm so freaking excited. Like, this... I'm sorry, I'm going crazy right now. I'm so freaking excited. Because this is crazy for me. Like, I've never really done an indoor show from scratch like this. Because, like, usually I would use music. But all the music for this show is original. AKA, like, all of this is my original music. Which I think I'm doing a great job. But I don't know. If y'all have something to say, please say it in the chat. I have the chat open. I'll look at it over here as well. Yeah, so I have the chat open. If y'all have, like, any comments or any critique, like, please let me know. Because I would love it open. Oh, I realize how terrible I sound on the stream now. Sorry, guys. I'm sick. Sick as a dog. But, now let's get to the actual writing stuff. Because that's what I want to do. But, let me know in the chat if y'all have any critiques. Because I would love to, you know, take any of those. Or questions. I would love to take any questions as well. Now, I'm focused on writing a bass guitar part, electric bass. So, now commences the silence. So, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. And I have the chat right here. So, I will be able to read it whenever it comes through. And I will be more than happy to answer your question. Oh, wow. Okay, so as of right now, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the Glock and stuff in this. I might, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Like just texture stuff. Right. Yeah, I like the brass. I like the brass on there. Now, I will tell you, I don't like the brass right there. Let's do bright plastic. Better, way better. And then go back to brass there. Oh, crap. Trying to figure out what kind of mallets they have here. Did I specify? I don't think I specified. Soft mallets. Yeah, so they have soft mallets. Let's do medium. Yeah. Very, very nice. Now we'll go back to soft here. We're actually going to go to hard here. So I already wrote the bass part for there, which that'll be like a choppy bass part, because like, you know, it's a fun ensemble feature. Now, I have to decide whether I want all musical content to stop at that bar, like, gah! Boom, 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 like... I might just let everything ring over into the next bar. The bass guitar actually adds a lot of texture. Now we're getting a little big with the score, because we're just filling in parts. It's fine. I changed my mind. Da 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 da. Ooh. Slurry? Is that possible for bass guitar? Somebody tell me. That's not. Do-do-do-do. Oh, well, maybe that's an issue. Starting on beat 1. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Noted. Noted. Sorry if I said weird. Deal with it. Go back to that motif. Here's what's gonna happen. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, come on. Oh, brother. Come on. I hope nobody's chatted in the time that I've taken to write this drum set part. Oh. Hello to everybody watching. In case you haven't heard it yet. Oh. Oh. Ah, there we go. How's that sound? Makes sense. It makes sense. Oh, I'm so excited. Mmm. Dude, oh my goodness, it's so much better. Oh. That's nice. So nice. Okay. I will go to the bathroom real fast and I will be right back. I'll be right back, guys. Alright. Hello, everybody. I am back. So... yeah. I'm giving myself a brain break right now, because, you know... Yeah, hope y'all understand. After looking at a score for, like, an hour, like, even, like... Just looking at a score for, like, even, like, 50 minutes. Like, that puts strain on my brain. Because, like... There'll be some times that I sit in front of a computer and I just sit there for, like, hours and hours and hours. And I'm just... When I get off the computer, like, and I'm writing music. When I get off the computer, I'm just like, ugh. Like, the music notes are engraved in my brain at this point. Being a composer is hard, but it's fun. So, like... Like, especially with ideas. Like, when I started back in 7th grade, I had all the ideas in the world, but then I'm just like, I'm here now, and it's like, I have no ideas. I've already written what I want to write. Like, I'm not going to stop. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop, but, like, I've already written what I want to write. I'm just playing. No, I haven't. There's a bunch of other stuff that I want to write. Like, I was coming back from rehearsal today, and I just had, like, ideas and all that. Excuse me. I was just having ideas about what to put after the 3/4. I was just having ideas. Cool stuff. Very fun stuff. Very fun to write too. Can't wait to see it if it does get put on the floor eventually. It's gonna be great. But yeah. If I go quiet like this, I'm usually thinking. Which I am. Okay. So, since it's been about an hour, I'm probably going to leave it here for next week. Because next week, hopefully I'll have more music to go off of. And I might save some stuff for next week. So I'll make sure to put in my notes to save some stuff for next week so we can be busy for a bit. So hopefully it'll be good with that. But with that, I'll leave it here for this week. I hope you all have a great week. And obviously, thank you for ending your... Oh, wow, what? Oh, sorry, I was just... Ugh. I'm tired. Thank you for ending or beginning your week with me. I really appreciate it. And this is wyXttBeats signing off. Bye-bye.